See, that's why you check, guys. That's why you check.
I feel you. That's why you coming in an hour early.
No, here we go. Is it gonna do it? Is it gonna do it? Is it gonna do it? Nope, it might not. I don't know if there's no sound effects, if I didn't hit the right button, but clearly I don't think I heard the sound come in. If you did, if you can hear us, call in, give us a text, or jump in the chat room. But I got some friends in here. I got some good homies in here today.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
I feel like I've been talking to you on Instagram for 5 ever.
That would be me, bro.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. Shit, I'm gonna let y'all introduce yourselves. Let the people know who you are, where you come from, what you doing.
Yes,
what's
sir.
good with it.
Well, I'm Dom. You feel me? Creator and shooter for Far Hills. You feel me? Came all the way out here from Vegas, kind of just to shoot a music video for the homie. But she got a little sidetrack a little bit. You feel me? We kind of got lost in the city, but
happens.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And I am the homie, Jerry the Black.
Jerry the Black.
Yes, sir. From Vegas as well, man. I'm a rapper.
Okay.
Entrepreneur, if you will. And
okay.
yeah, man. We just came out here to get some shit done, dude. And thankfully, we're on the show as well, man.
Well, appreciate y'all coming through, man. Like I said, it has been. I feel like it's been 5 ever we've been talking. But I see your work, I see your stuff. I've seen y'all seem like it's expanded, it's grown a little bit, right?
It's freaking crazy, bro. I mean, I just started working with some higher level people, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't want to name drop or nothing like that because we got a few projects we're trying to drop.
I mean,
I feel.
I feel you, man. Don't drop nothing until they're ready for it.
Yeah. But it's crazy to me because I'm from Florida originally, so
okay.
Real big Sacramento guy, so. It's wild working with those kind of people because
mm-hmm.
It puts you onto a whole different level of game that you weren't even aware of, bro.
Absolutely.
You feel me? And I appreciate that.
How long you been doing the visual stuff?
I've been doing it for 2 years. I would say since 2018.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of started doing it out of a desperation almost. You feel me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you always a visual dude? Always into
I mean,
or just something that just kind of, I'm gonna just try this shit out.
So it kind of happened like this, bro. So when I was 18, I got into a little bit of trouble. You feel me? So I kind of started looking at jobs and stuff like that. It's
mm-hmm.
it wasn't gonna be a viable route for me no more. So I figured I had to do something a little bit different and just kind of started working in visuals. You feel me? Because my uncle had a production company,
mm-hmm.
and he just pulled me to the side and told me I need to start hopping on this.
I fuck with it.
Yeah.
What about you in the rap game?
I like how long I've been doing it.
Yeah, what got you in the music? How long you been doing it?
Man. Listening to music when I was younger, man. I grew up in a Christian home.
Okay.
And my pops would listen to hip hop, when we would roll around, and I had this little radio I would sneak under my bed and listen to.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think one day I heard Magic Stick is what really caught my ear.
Okay.
And by 50 Cent, and then I was just like, yo, this is it. This is the sound. This is what I want to do. It wasn't really necessarily, what he was saying, because I didn't understand what the fuck he was talking about. But just the feel, man, the smoothness, you know what I'm saying, the vibe, and just being able to create that feeling, man, was dope.
I dig it.
So yeah, no, I've been making music for 6 years now.
Oh, that's dope. Man. That's
and
really dope.
Yeah, man, this year 2020 has been crazy. It's even with all the the pandemic and all this craziness. Shows that got canceled, but we figured out a way to stay busy, man. Me and Dom, we've shot 3 videos since the pandemic.
Yeah, that was definitely my question. How does that affect I know you might see you see the big huge artists, but it's people coming up in the game, or maybe on the independent tip. How has this pandemic and things like that affected what y'all trying to do?
I mean, from my perspective, it hasn't, bro.
Okay.
It hasn't.
That's a good perspective to hear, because everybody, you hear everybody else, it's not to take away from their experience, but it's ruined them. So, it's good to hear,
I think it's one of those things where you can just, let it make you or break you. I think we've been, me personally, I've been able to, capitalize on this time and, take the time to, just write more, record more, hone in on skills that I abandoned, you know what I'm saying? Get back to things that were helping me.
Okay.
Yeah, man, it's kind of showed me, even showed myself, how much I wanted, if it wasn't for, the drive, then shit, I would have been one of those people too that was just bro, this is it. Pandemic shows getting canceled. fuck it, it's over with, you know. And so I'm, you know, thankfully I've just been able to, you know, have a different perspective of things.
It might have died. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, good people. Good brother DC is coming to the building.
What's going on, man?
Dom.
Yeah. The young gents
Jerry.
were explaining to me actually, you know, just good shit about good rap, videographer, you know.
Sir.
Good So what is Far Hills?
So like Far Hills is an actual place out in Vegas.
I was trying to like wrap it up, and I was like, I don't even know what the fuck Far Hills is.
Yeah, I know, it kind of just came out of nowhere, right? So so it's an actual place in Vegas, and you know, like it's in Summerlin, you feel me? So personally, I feel like that's the best spot in Vegas. So you know, I kind of chose that spot, you feel me? Because I'm a videographer, so I was like, you know, best shot in Vegas, you feel me? Right here.
Right.
So boom, that's how I came up with the name.
I dig it. What is like I don't know anything really about like the Vegas hip hop scene or anything like that. Like when you first said you was from Vegas, I was always just like, you know, I don't really know much about Vegas outside of like the Strip. You know, as a regular, I'm like I'm a tourist when I'm there.
Yeah, man.
So,
we got a growing culture in Vegas, man. It's been a long time coming for sure, man. You know, this past 2 years, I would say, I've been able to be in it pretty in depth in it. You know, as far as like, you know, meeting the right people and, you know, connecting with the right artists.
Yeah.
But it's not something that's like you said, you know, a lot of people, you know, just like yourself, only know, you know, Vegas for the Strip. You know, I've traveled places, and, you know, first thing people ask me is like, oh shit, you live on the Strip? Like, nah, nigga, it's shit outside of the Strip. You know what I'm saying? So it's different, bro. But, you know, I think with time, man, it's gonna keep growing for sure, without a doubt. You know, and with time, bro, I mean, Vegas is doing crazy shit. Like, you know, they got their own fashion shows, you know, like damn near their own art exhibits and shit like that. So, you know, and that's thrown together by, you know, for the local, you know, artists and creatives. So it's dope, man. You know, to be able to see that it's a platform for damn near everybody to at least, you know, reach out and you know, show their, you know, art, you know, whether it's, you know, rapping, singing, or, you know, actual art, you know. So it's dope, man.
Do you think you know, everybody, you know, all these regions have their own sound? Is there a Vegas sound, or do you worry about that, or do you be like, oh cool, I get to create,
you know,
the Vegas sound? I guess
it's damn, that's a good question, because
city, bro. Like, it's a lot of people that come up.
Exactly.
I would assume, like, you know, everybody who's coming there, making it kind of a melting pot.
Exactly.
Use that term. So, like, would you say there?
No, that's big facts, man.
Would there be a Vegas sound, or is it like we could just do whatever the fuck we want?
For me personally, as a Vegas, I was born and raised in Vegas. I don't really think there's a Vegas sound.
Oh, man.
I think that the fact that, you know, we have so many styles and, you know, different people coming inside of Vegas, we adapt to damn near everything. You know, we have cats who sound like they're from Cali, you know, in Vegas. We have cats who sound like they're from New York in Vegas. We have cats who sound like they're from all over, and they're like born and raised in Vegas, you know. And I think it's just a matter of, you know, us not having any hub, you know, for you know, creators to really I guess adapt with.
It's
you
not
know what
really
I'm saying?
culture,
We're building our own now.
Yeah,
you know what
for
I'm saying?
real.
That's
Cool,
culture in Vegas.
taking big
and
strides.
so, like, you know, with it being, you know, non-existent, it's like we had to like look at elsewhere. I mean, and you know, to be like, all right, you know, that's tight. You know, let me try that. And I've gotten, you know, crazy comparisons. I've gotten comparisons from like, you know, Code of the Friend to, you know, Kendrick to fucking J. Cole to fucking. Yeah, bro. The list goes on.
That makes me think you're a man about bars.
I would like to say so.
I like it.
I would like to say so.
I'm here for it. I just, you know, I wasn't gonna knock you if you was up in here like, yo, man, my name Lil Toothpick. And, you know, I'll be sticking these niggas. I'll be like, all right, man, I'm supportive, but you know, it's nice, you know.
Yeah,
oh wait, how old are y'all?
I'm 23.
Oh yeah, see, I got a nice little young nigga city want to do bars and shit. Oh, what?
You actually care about words?
That's some.
You care about having a vocabulary?
I be trying, man. I be trying.
Man, if you don't say your shit, y'all don't be out here buying shit. When y'all breaking shit, buy his shit. Or you breaking some other people's shit.
Yeah, you know, yeah. Support Jerry the Black, man.
How is that shit fuck with y'all out there? Like, you know, everybody seemed like every city is like burned everything down.
Oh,
man, you know what? They were protesting yesterday in Vegas,
Straight up.
and it was, you know, seeing it while I'm here, it was just like, damn, you know what? I feel like I should be.
Yeah, I feel
back
like
home,
I missed out
you know,
almost.
and,
you feel me? Because I could have been like, I could have supported. You feel me?
Yeah,
I could have
just
I could have been more useful.
Exactly. You know, I mean, you know, I'm all for. You know, I definitely feel like I use my platform for good. You know, and I make sure, that people are aware. You know what's going on, but it's different. You know, a difference between just making sure people are aware and actually standing on your word and being there.
That's a bar.
And it's so. It's I'm just a little disappointed in myself, although I couldn't have foreseen knowing that they were gonna plan the protest, but it's just kind of.
I mean, you can still utilize it because here I would think we got 50,000 different protests going on all throughout the city, so you can still utilize your platform here and even show solidarity between Las Vegas being in connection with LA. But I will say, given the current climate of what's going on now, how do you guys see things changing culturally within Vegas?
Honestly, I feel like it's been a plot this whole time to kind of put Vegas on. I mean, they've been planning getting the Raiders for a while. You feel me? So when the Raiders are finally coming in 2021, I believe. You feel me? Or was it 2020? I can't really remember the season, but they're supposed to be out here. I live in Providence, which is the farthest you used to could live before you hit the desert. But they've been building mucho stuff over there. You feel me? It's been stretching for 2 miles. But nobody knows about it, bro.
Nah, man, a team is we could have called that. A team is coming.
Yeah,
we're going to get
real.
all this bread. Y'all
Right.
going to want to eat. Y'all going to watch some movies. Y'all going to have some performances here. Oh, yeah. It's finna be built.
Yeah, for real, bro. I'm just waiting
Yeah.
to see, bro. They said they got a 10-year plan. I'm waiting to see what it looks like in 10 years.
Let's go.
Does that 10-year plan include us, though?
Well,
yeah,
part
you know,
of
and
the
that's the
question.
thing,
Me, for sure.
culturally, man, I don't know, man. I think, I've never personally, I can't remember Vegas ever having a protest like they did. I can't remember a time where people really stood together like they did, and it was beautiful, man, just to see, just the unity, you know what I'm saying, amongst the people, man, and I think if hopefully people continue to stay strong through it, you know, and continue to don't get discouraged by what the authorities are saying they're gonna do and things like that. So, but if we continue the way that we are, man, I think some big changes could come. You know?
I think it shows a lot of potential.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Hopefully, you guys will have the ability, once it gets to that magnitude, to have a platform enough to be able to advocate for that. Because I think it's important. In LA, people expect large amounts of us to be able to speak out against some things or support or come together in different avenues. But it's areas like Vegas where people don't necessarily think of a large community of color being there for people to be able to come together in those times and be able to show no, we here and we need support here too. So when y'all thinking about mobilizing in y'all areas, think about us as well, because don't forget about us down here. And I think it's important for y'all to see that before all the growth happens, so it can continue to grow as it as it changes.
Right, exactly. And I think that's big, man. It's huge, and it's dope to see, man, because I think Vegas is definitely a city that's kind of has to play catch up, when it comes to these kind of things, especially when it comes to actually moving, physically, not just being on the internet saying oh yeah, this is bad, we don't want this. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference between just saying that shit and then getting out in the city and I need you to hear me right now. You know what I'm saying? In your face. And so it's dope, man. It's to see it. And yeah, like I said, man, hopefully we can just continue doing it. I know definitely, when I get back in the city, I'm definitely, going to continue to try to, keep it going. And yeah, while I'm here, man, it was a protest last night, actually.
Yeah, last night in downtown.
I think we were by it and didn't even know it. Nah. We're at what's that place called? Dave's Hot Chicken, which is amazing, by the way.
That shit slapped.
But yeah, it was ambulances and police cars, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. So
yeah, they got jiggy last night because this morning I wasn't able to make it, but a good amount of the good news was down there, marching and trying to bring awareness, and they was taking pictures, filming, and I was like, oh, they got jiggy last night.
Oh, big time, and it's going on again today. They're supposed to have one that's already going on at Lamert Park and all that. So
see, my only thing with these things is always it's look, if we gon' we gonna burn it down. All I'm saying is this mine? If we could just get in the car and drive 30 minutes up, just a little extra. If we just same mad, we keep the mad. just 30 minutes up and let's just burn some shit. You know, let's burn some of
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah, not our shit. Yeah,
If we
for
just
real.
go, if you gonna burn some shit, I'm gonna burn y'all. I'm gonna
Right.
fuck all this shit up.
If you need a campfire, are you gonna set wood on fire, or are you gonna burn newspaper? Like one is more effective than the other.
Yeah.
You gotta pay attention to what you're doing.
That's the
I
only
don't-
thing I don't like about it. Just like that part. It just always, you know, you mad, but I'm like, if I'm gonna make it stick, I'm gonna make it stick with the
Man,
motherfuckers.
that's
who-
somebody
yeah.
else shit, not my
Right.
shit.
Like
Yeah.
we don't pay attention to that because even like I have a couple friends that they in Minnesota. I have a couple people that have family in Minnesota, and they're like, because they didn't fuck shit up so bad, and the guard is there, that now like a lot of shops are closed where they can't even get access to groceries for food for people that
Mhm.
aren't even protesting. So
Yeah.
yeah, you mad, and I get that you mad, but you fuck shit up to the point to where you're giving them a reason to take away your privileges,
Yeah.
which aren't really privileges. It's your right to be able to
Yep.
buy food for
Right,
your family.
right.
Is that
But
the
you-
reason why? I don't mean to cut
Go
you
ahead.
off, bro. But
No.
is that the reason why Killer Mike was going off? Like I had seen like pictures and stuff and headlines, but I never actually like watched the
Killer
video.
Mike, yeah, Killer Mike was going off because they set it off down there in Atlanta, but they were like, they fucked up. What's that one?
Lenox
Lenox
Mall,
Mall,
yeah.
and they were just. It was just like Killer Mike shit was more definitely like a lot of. You need to organize and be focused with it. Like y'all are just out here just burning everything.
Right.
You know, with like, which you know, you can understand the frustration. Like you,
Yeah,
everybody in
I
this
get
room,
that.
I'm sure it's just you've.
Mad as fuck.
Even if you just, you know, you at the
But-
house, you feel it for 5. Burn all this motherfucking
For
shit
real.
down,
Right.
and then you be like, oh, I gotta like live here. I can go burn this. Like I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying don't burn it down because I'm kind of a fan of like
I
you know
wanna
all this
burn some
talking shit
I like
sometimes.
to pillage and
Right.
plunder.
But I wanted to have focus. Y'all just kind of having a group wide tantrum, which does not help what we're trying to do.
Well,
Like tearing up the Gucci store for what? Like so we can protest in a bunch of belts and purses and bags. Like what does that do?
I feel like it's deeper than that, though. I feel like it's an internal frustration that people have been feeling for a while. You
Absolutely.
feel me?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, of course, people
Yeah.
have acknowledged that, but I feel like there's some other shit going on. I mean, other than race and this was just George Floyd. You feel me? Just dying like that. Like I feel like that was just the catalyst. You feel me? Like we were talking about earlier. Niggas been wanting to do shit like this. You feel
Yeah.
me?
Right.
But you feel me? This was the opportunity to present itself like that.
And like I said earlier, like even as like who I want to say Charlamagne posted that meme where it was or a tweet where it was like you've been stuck in the house, so you have whatever comes with. Motherfuckers just found out you got anxiety, just found out you hated your spouse.
Right.
So y'all doing that on the backs of that, unemployment. All you got is this stimulus shit, which we've motherfuckers can ride it out. They stimulus check now,
Right.
But you had that, then what is how many weeks has it been? Like it's Ahmaud, it's Breonna, it's Floyd, back to back to back.
There's
Poof. Like,
there's
that's
roughly at
yeah.
least one major one each month
Yeah.
throughout this entire
Mhm.
situation, which is like you said, that's going to allow things to fester. Now, to your point, like you said, it's something that's been going on for a long time. Now, here's a wild out theory. Now, historically, we've looked at non-melanated folks. What do? They rape and pillage. What have they done to our areas? Rape and pillage and destroy and
Right.
tear things down so they can make opportunities for themselves, to the point where I think systematically that's what we think that we have to do because that's what's been done to us for so
Mhm.
long. Like they've always taken our shit and destroyed it and used it for their benefit. So maybe we should do the same thing as opposed to understanding that it's going to hurt us internally.
I actually could really smoke a bag of that. Yeah, that's not bad. Like, that makes just I think people definitely it's talked about if you might look online, you follow therapist whoever the fuck.com and she has all these cool little or him they really templated well, but people I don't think to your point don't really take into account like this is
a learned behavior. I mean, if
Yeah,
you look at like
yeah.
domestic violence, a kid that grows up in a house of domestic violence has a chance of doing the same thing when he
Mhm.
gets older. When it comes to gangbanging, the same thing. Like whatever you grow up seeing, you're going to end up doing that same thing when you have the opportunity to do so. Unless you have some people come in and teach you otherwise. We haven't had anybody teach us otherwise how to do it properly other than say who, the Panthers?
And I think it's I think it's like as much as people are mad and frustrated, like your kid will get mad, not to whoever's gonna get mad, not to call us all kids, but whatever. Your kid get mad and you cussed him out, you done told him to go in his room. You in your room, like, I'll beat this bitch the fuck up.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna say it real loud. You'll break your toys really, really quietly so nobody comes in there and like get your ass like a second, third, fourth, eighth level ass whooping.
Right.
And like I think for us, our version of that is like we're gonna have this tantrum in our shit Because everybody always, like, when Tank posted this shit early this week when he was at war, and in the comments there was somebody, I don't know if they deleted it, but they were like, do you really think that we could go back and forth with them? We would die. We would get eviscerated. We would be done for. And I think that's part of why niggas don't take it to where it probably should go, because you still in the back. As much as you mad, I'm going to get mad here because I know it won't really, and I just think you can't flirt with that. Not to say that I'm calling for any type of civil unrest, but if you're going to do it, you have to be prepared to do it
You
fully.
gotta go all the
Right.
way.
Yeah.
You're gonna be stupid. You might as well be all the way stupid.
Because there's going to be consequences, but I would rather the consequences not be in our community.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the example of them having 80-something officers guarding, like all of y'all are guarding his house while you tearing up the rest of the city in your area. That shows that they not worried about you. All I could think about was when we was kids and South Central got turned upside down. And I remember seeing even towards high school, a lot of them areas that they destroyed still had not been rebuilt.
Yep.
This is your community that's going to be unbuilt for another 20-something years for your kids to be able to grow up and see that this is not being functional. That does nothing for you but hurt you. You have to be able to do it in a way to where it's going to benefit the community, not just for an opportunity to see what you're speaking up against, but to also make some certain move. I would rather all them people go, you may not like this, but go burn his shit down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
That's going to make an impact.
I feel like this
not
is,
fucking up Target.
This is
We
a
need
rational,
Target.
This is
Yeah,
a
no.
rational idea, though. This
Yeah.
is right here is a rational thinking. You feel me? That, we're all thinking. You feel me?
Right.
Correct,
No, for
in
sure.
a quote unquote correct way. But when you mad, you're not thinking about that shit. I mean, you feel me? Like
Not
you
at
all
all.
the way
But
in with it.
but regardless, for sure, it makes more sense to go fuck up,
Somebody else's
the
shit
quote
for
unquote
sure,
better
you feel me?
neighborhoods rather than
Right.
our undeveloped areas. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't even think it's necessarily the better areas. I feel like it's just the people that did shit to you. You
Right.
feel
Yeah,
me?
nigga, fuck the bed. I want
mean,
to fuck up
nigga-
their area.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not even a better, because the perception is that their area is better, and that's
Right.
part of the issue within itself. Because we perceive our areas as not being as good as theirs, but that's the same area
And that's
that
why
we
I say
fucking
like
up.
underdeveloped, because that's all it is. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's just an underdeveloped.
It's underdeveloped, and we're tearing up the underdevelopment. It
Yeah.
makes no
I think
sense.
just-
But we're also, not to cut you
Oh,
off,
no,
but
you
we're
got it.
also not paying attention to the fact that everybody that's out there protesting is not an ally.
No,
That
we
So-
just talked about this today because
fuck what I was about to say. So
that's
so
Go ahead.
it was it's a friend of mine from school, and he lives up in the Bay in Oakland. And I think last night they had like a protest out there. So he goes. This man is born and raised. He is an Oaklandite. He goes up there and he sees, he's out there protesting, taking pictures. Immediately when he's coming back home, he gets on live. He's like, yeah, it was just about to get to jumping. So, he like left, I guess, right before it was. He's like, that's not really the big takeaway. The big take is, he's like, as I'm looking through this, he's like, I'm seeing a lot of people out here. I'm not seeing a lot of Oakland out here, though.
Right.
Like, I'm just seeing people.
Right.
And it's, and it kind of make you think like the same thing they show with the cops just out there busting. But I don't even think now it's just cop shit. It's just people who, and to me, might be more dangerous than just flat out racist, but people who like, ooh, this is our time to like act like we give a shit. Not over here where we at, though. We're going to go give a shit over here where y'all at.
Right.
And
Right.
fuck that up, and then I'm going to go back over to Frisco, wherever the fuck you from.
Right.
Right.
Then that talks about our undeveloped areas. So our area is undeveloped. That's where we're protesting, and then we're allowing outsiders to come in and help us fuck it up while they go back to their area that's more developed than ours. That makes no sense. Like, everybody that's with you, just because they out in them streets, like, you got to watch. We already done caught some of the officers out there tearing stuff up.
Yeah.
There's business owners that they probably been... People been inside all this time, not making money.
Yeah.
This is my opportunity for my business to burn down and collect on the insurance money. But I'm showing solidarity with you. And oops, no, don't burn that building over there. That looks like it
I
might.
saw a
No.
video about that today. Like,
Damn.
the dude was just like, he's like, what y'all mad about? He's like, you got a business. Your business got insurance. They burn it down. What's your problem?
Not at all. Then you're not hurting us. You're not hurting them, really. Because if you have a business, everybody that has a business has business insurance. Especially a quote-unquote Target or a Gucci. They have large amounts. By the time they get the money to rebuild this one, they're going to rebuild 5 more somewhere else and make up that money and get the insurance money. Who are you hurting? Because
Yeah.
now you don't have access to resources.
I'm glad you said that because I feel like that's something we need to hop on for sure. I'm a big fan of like financial news. You feel me? And I kind of study Warren Buffett. And Warren Buffett, he owns a lot of insurance companies. You feel me? Or like I think he just owns one big ass one that owns a lot of other ones. You
Yes.
feel me? But you know, his whole strategy is like, from what I heard, he sells fear, basically like saying, oh, you know, in 10 years, you feel me, there's gonna be a big ass nuclear strike. You feel me? That might not be necessarily what he says, but that's just, you know, quote. Boom. So he does that, and then he sells people like nuclear destruction insurance. You feel me? So he creates the fear by that. So like people are out here fucking all this shit up. You feel me? Maybe somebody who didn't have insurance on their building or something like that is like, boom. You feel me? I don't know. Maybe it's a plot. Maybe the plot thickens.
It's all up.
It's all
anything you've seen in a movie is definitely some sort of truth.
Yeah.
And we've definitely seen these type of systems happen.
Niggas ain't just making these movies up off the top of their dome.
People are just like,
I always think movies are like social conditioning. Like if I throw enough movie at you, you get comfortable with it,
right?
Or I get to slide it through the back door. And be like, this will never happen. No way I could do this shit over here. Yeah, you like, you know, you hella dumb. Like people,
oh, this ain't no movie.
Like I think that's what people like. You know, what makes it so people don't run and like I just said earlier about run to the neighborhood that you know you probably should be fucking up. In the back of your mind, you've seen enough movies where like they bring the tanks out. It seems like the motherfuckers are just around the corner. Oh, we couldn't wait to get you motherfuckers out. So you've seen that enough in, you know, whatever the fucking like. I'm not gonna.
We've seen that in Ferguson. What did they do? They built a barrier to keep you in this area. We didn't really want to stop you. We just want to make sure that you don't spread. We don't want you to spread to our areas. We don't give a fuck about y'all area. Y'all go ahead and stay hungry over there and tear your own shit up.
And I know everybody might have their different version of how to, you know, fight back, or because we always have all these weird ways to divide us. You're not Christian, you're not Muslim, you know, y'all two niggas fucking in the butt, whatever.
Right.
Like whatever what way you want to set up. But we do a whole lot of arguing back and forth with that, and then with situations like this, whereas all we do is like react. Niggas don't have like, we spend so much time with all these other bullshit arguments in the way of, like you said with Warren Buffett. Warren's prepared.
Yeah, for real.
Warren been knowing about money shit and been preparing. He'll like, you know, even right now there was a statement I heard like Warren's making moves now so his triple great grandkids will be rich forever.
Right.
And we do shit like this where it's like there should be like after, you know, to be honest, it should, you know, this might sound very condescending, but it should have been like, you know, after you have like a Ferguson, like a Mike Brown or something like that, that's where everybody goes, hey man, let's get our Negro watches, everybody link up. And so now we set aside, like what Killer Mike be talking about, is to set aside, we need to have in-depth plans of how to go about this.
Right.
Not just reacting and burning shit, because it just is the more of the same. If you're going to burn it, I want to burn this motherfucker and then make a point. I'm cool with laying the shit on the line. It just lay it on the line where it means something. I think
There's no structure. Like you said, it was unorganized. I mean, like if you go back to Black Panther, you feel me? Like when their party was up,
they had
like,
an end goal.
Everybody was on right now. Well, I'm not gonna say everybody because not everybody, you feel me, was an ally. But you know, they kind of had that shit going on with people like feared what they was doing. You feel me? They wrote down fucking commandments and shit like that. And they gave it to niggas and let them know like you gotta respect it. You feel me? Or you feel me? We finna tear some shit up. You feel me? But I feel like we kind of need some shit like that. You feel me? We
have to be on one accord.
Yeah,
and that's kind of the issue because, I mean, we can't even realize, just like you're saying, everybody reacts. Now, when you have people that react, you have positive reactions and negative reactions. We are not even aware that how what we see is propaganda because we're seeing all the negative reactions, but we're not seeing how there's people out there that are civilians putting out fires. The fire department's not doing it. It's the community members that are banding together to put out fires to help people clean up certain areas that were destroyed. They're not showing you that. They want to show you the unrest and call these people protesters. This is what happened when Negroes protest. They destroy shit, but they're not showing those same black people coming in and fixing the shit that was destroyed by somebody that was off course. We didn't tell you to do this. This is what you did. But they're also not showing the white people that are tearing shit up that had nothing to do with this movement.
That's not going to get views. That's not going to. You don't want to show that shit.
Of course not.
Nobody
I'm
will
waiting
want to
for
see
the
that.
sale on these new towels.
Okay.
Take these out real quick.
Brand new opening. We've grand opened this store that you destroyed, and we're gonna inflate all the prices so you can buy more shit.
Straight up, that's that real sentiment to it right there.
Yeah, this shit is I you know, between that reacting and like them, I think on every level, I think I'm kind of over people just with I'm gonna just feel it and react and not say anything and not like it could have took you like I saw there's been a couple this week, but the one who I know was blowing up like feeds this week was what's that nigga name? And he did the movie out here, the Shamik Moore. Fuck, what was that movie? Fuck.
Dope.
Gotta look it up.
Boom. Yeah, dope.
Yeah.
That
Oh, okay.
Dope was out here. He was on. It was a couple of things when I watched this shit, which I just, you should take the time to, one, formulate your thoughts, but two, I think, it is kind of a thing to, I guess, internet culture where it don't matter what kind of hot remark you say, people gonna ride on that. He was going about what can we do to, like, bring about better change, and niggas was like, they shot a nigga, bro. Like, all you had to do was get on the internet and say this was wrong. Like, yo, man, all you could have done today is just get up and say, I am outraged. You could have just typed fuck. You could have said anything else.
Right.
And it was this long rant about him trying to. It turned into, like, the best way I could, like, kind of describe it is like, if you knew somebody who was getting abused, she getting her ass beat every day. Instead of saying, beat his ass, get up, leave, or just leave, Shamik was up to giving out advice like, if you duck and you just keep moving, he gonna get tired. Like, he was like, now, if you roll, if you roll with it, throw a table, duck behind it, he gonna trip and can't beat your ass no more.
Right.
Like, that was his advice, what his advice came off as to black people, and it's like, I know in your mind, when you thought this thought, you thought you were going, let's mobilize.
Right.
Like, look at you. Killer Mike had, like, that shit was like bars, nigga. We gonna strategize, mobilize. No, I was like, shit, man, let's go ahead and fucking suit up, bitch.
For real.
Like, Shamik was up there, like, in my mind, how I'm feeling. And I was like, man, all you had to do,
You gotta come a little harder.
like, you could have just put your phone down. Any fucking thing.
Right.
And I don't ever understand, because motherfuckers be doing that shit and then click send. Like, you didn't re-listen to that and go,
No, not at all.
I always
This is
delete shit.
dumb.
Yeah.
Every time.
It's like, I mean, even the dude at the rec center, gave him the Molly. You know what I'm saying? Presented him with the same opportunity that ASAP Rocky's character had.
Mhm.
And instead of ending up in jail, this nigga came up with an elaborate plan to, sell it through Bitcoin.
Right.
And, like, you know what I'm saying? Just came up with a whole different,
Different way to flip it.
Yeah, man. Just to,
I made sure to type his quote. I didn't mean to cut
No,
you off.
you good.
Quoted. This was like in his rant. This was the quote that I've seen everybody say. That nigga said Rosa Parks could have took a cab. Instead of being like, he was like trying to say, we shouldn't incite violence, and you shouldn't be like. That nigga said there were black-owned cab companies.
Damn.
She could have took a cab. Like, he tried to swing it like she was gonna support a black cab company by taking a cab. And
Now, as foolish as that sounds, I'll go to the opposite side of the coin.
know what he was trying to do.
Right, I know what you was trying to do, but I think that's also an issue within our community that we don't understand. Like, we are so used to trying to be the saviors of the white savior that we don't realize how we're speaking against the something productive for our own people. Like, stop trying to save people that don't need saving because they're not going to help you once they're saved.
Right.
So stop giving them. I'm giving you advice to help, help you understand this person, but not to the point of where you understand it enough to get the fuck away from it, but understand it to where you can sit in it and you can dwell and it'll be okay. No, that's not how it's supposed to happen.
Did you guys watch the ASAP Rocky Snoop Dogg interview where they had like that suddenly interview on Vice?
No, I haven't seen no.
Basically, like Snoop Dogg was basically explaining to ASAP Rocky how like the hierarchy of when you go up in the game, you start to make it. You feel me? So you got your homies, y'all both start at the bottom. You know,
I've seen that clip. Though.
Yeah, and as you go up, you feel me? You gotta kind of like close that gap. And
Right.
It can't be you coming down to them. It gotta be them either coming up to you.
Right,
You gotta like
right.
drop them motherfuckers. They just gotta go. But I feel like we kind of just gotta like adopt the same mindset. You feel me? I mean, I feel like everything's the same. You feel me? It's just a little bit different. I mean, I don't know how else to explain that. I mean, other than same difference. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's
like,
the same concept. Like, if you want to help save somebody, you give them the tools to help them elevate themselves.
Straight
Basically,
up.
That
And
sounds
I mean,
like what you're trying to say.
and if they don't want to help themselves, like you said earlier, like you just kind of like gotta leave them.
Right. You got to catch up.
Straight
If
up.
I'm running a marathon and you decide you want to do sprints, hey, that's on you.
Straight
Them
up.
your feet, you beat them how you want to. But at the same time, this is what we doing, and you got to catch up. Now, the flip side of that is, unfortunately for us, we need everybody to be on one accord. So we all running a marathon. For some people, that's at the back of the pack. You're going to have to, like, back in football, they had the fat dude in the back, like, y'all go get him and run him in and clap him in. And sometimes we got to do that for some people. We got to get them that special treatment. Like, all right, big, keep moving. And we're going to get you. No, you good. We got you.
We gotta push from like it's weird because you end up having to push motherfuckers in like different ways. Like Shamik, we just talked about Shamik. What Shamik said was dumb. I'm gonna just, I said what I said, Shamik. It's okay. But on the flip side, you have people saying what we've said here, like, and people refuse. Like, it's a weird double-sided. What's that? Double-edged coin, whatever.
Double-edged sword.
Like where it's people who like. Waka Flocka says some shit like, "Why let these kids in America grow up with the fear for cops?" And on this, like, I when I look at things like this, even though I feel like everybody should really be okay with elaborating what you meant, what I took from that is like, okay, like, and it seems like people sometimes don't have an ability to like do this, even if you don't like what was said, because I could take that and go, okay, you shouldn't have the kids grow up with the fear of police. Is that just not open or is it not closed?
It's not closed all the way.
Oh, if either one, you just push it. If you were, like if you're on the other side of like, what his top out, back up, that door thing threw me off. That part, like, but if you're not scared of the police, then
right.
you're able. I took that as you might be able to actually enlist real action, real stuff, because you're not scared of what the cops will do. Because at the same time, you see stuff in the comments like what was said in Tank shit, like, we can't do nothing to them because they're gonna hurt us and blah 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 blah. Well, if somebody coming in here, I just I ain't got no money. That don't keep fucking with me. That just,
I got $10.
but yeah, like I don't got nothing. Don't come up here. We ain't got shit.
But ass whoopings. That's all I got.
Man, like, they burning up shit. Don't come.
No, not in here.
Yeah, this is the
But,
wrong time
Black
for that.
on. We don't touch this.
Yeah, but yeah, like, I just, when I looked at that, I'm like, I see what point. It's just weird on both sides. Like, I see you should have elaborated more, but I be getting mad at people for not going, just take 2 seconds to think about what he said. Like, if you don't have fear of the cops, then you're more entitled to mobilize and be proactive with shit like this. Because sometimes you do hear these conversations by, the real aggressive, we need to change. But if you would have listened to him earlier,
right,
then maybe we would have had a proactive plan instead of going, man, I ain't gonna fuck with y'all because then the cops can come fuck with us.
Right.
And that's usually what niggas like answer is, and why we not gonna mobilize, do anything ahead of time. Like, it's very reactionary. So I don't know, between people reacting and people not being able to kind of, what's the word Charlemagne always? Yeah, comprehend. You get a nice Charlemagne term. People don't understand nuance, whatever. It's just a lot of surface level shit too. With it, like, that is something I see amidst all the, this is burning up and this is exploding and he died, and it's like, it's just weird little thing of fucking with me that y'all just are reading shit and just not having any ability to take 2 seconds to comprehend.
Right.
This is what was meant. Like, go like a 5 seconds deeper into the thought or comment.
I agree and disagree to a degree. Now
It's a lot of agreeing and disagreeing.
Yeah. I say that because context is key.
Mm-hmm.
Context is always important. That's something that we always need to have because I think context provides you with some sort of thought and processing. Now, we also have quotes like, the only thing you have to fear is fear itself. Like, we automatically know, oh, okay, that means that I shouldn't be afraid of fear and I should just do it afraid, or whatever your conceptualization of that is.
Mm-hmm.
But for some stuff, we have to provide context because your dumb ass just want to react and don't want to process what that means.
Yeah,
like,
right.
although something can mean a multitude of things, stop and figure out what that means for you before you react to what you think it means for somebody else that gave you the word.
Might not be as logical for you.
Might not, because he's like, you don't. Why do we need to raise kids to fear the police? He could be saying like, treat your kids how to shoot, so when them niggas come trying to beat you, then kill them.
Straight
Or
up.
it could be, don't be afraid of the police beating you out in the street. Still live your life, do what you got to do, and be the black man that you got to be without fear of somebody else holding you. Like, there's a number of ways that you can look at that, but it doesn't mean that it's automatically something negative just because you can't understand what he's trying to say.
Well, I mean, it's kind of monkey see, monkey do. I mean, you got to implement that first. You can't just tell me not to be afraid of the police, but meanwhile, every time you see him, you duck and you like leaning your chair back.
It's a valid
Right.
point.
Yeah.
You can't, like, you definitely salute to who what was it? Who's out there? Nick Cannon was out there.
Yeah,
Like, it's just to salute people who,
are actually making those moves.
yeah, because you do see a lot of that was something I've seen too, like, just a lot of artists like, we ready, this is how people feel, and then you see them on live and I'm like, it's a very nice dinette set you have in the background.
Right.
Is that China?
Is that
Wow.
China?
I mean, burn it all down,
The
but
finest.
okay, you're mad. It seems like you're very. Did you just eat did they just feed you grapes while you're okay?
Right.
Fuck it, you're
Is
mad.
that baklava?
Yeah, you're mad. You're mad too, though. Yeah,
That goes back to the conversation we had, was it last week, as far as people that have money utilizing it to actually create some good and opportunities for other people. And I don't even want to do the whole monkey see monkey thing, because apparently in this country we've been considered monkeys for a very long time, and it hasn't worked out well for us. So maybe we should just get rid of the whole monkey see monkey do and just be motherfuckers that do and call it a day. Like, if you got bread, do something. Like, Nick just flew out. Like, he has a whole radio show he has to do here every day. And he's like, oh, all right, I'm out. I'm going to go do this. And I know Nick doesn't have more chip than a lot of people. Now, granted, Nick got a lot of chip. Mm-hmm. But he also, these are sacrifices that I'm willing to make. I have these obligations here, but this is more important, and this is where I feel I need to be. If you got a platform, utilize it. If you got money, utilize it. Do whatever it is that you have to do to support your people in these times. Because sitting up here eating filet mignon, saying this is fucked up. Can you pass me the extra? So no, not that A1. We don't do the cheap shit. I want that actual ham. No, that's not going to help you. Like, actually get out there and do something to help your people.
Yeah, and like the using the platform just to, I don't know, some people just are saying shit. We're all sad. We're all just hurting right now. Bitch, give me something tangible.
Right.
I think if I'm an artist, if I see 5 motherfuckers that I know personally say, we're all hurting right now, I'm maybe I should just sit the fuck down somewhere.
Right.
Because it just be a whole, but like that doesn't soothe.
Maybe I am more hurt than I think.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, that doesn't soothe anything. You didn't do anything. You didn't.
But not even that. Maybe I'm not hurt. Like, I know for me,
that's what
I'm not
thinking.
super hurt. But that's not because I don't give a fuck. It's because it happens so regularly. Like, why are we just now getting mad at one instance when this happens every day?
Oh.
It shouldn't take one large event for us to say, you know what? Like, we just went through this whole cycle with the Trayvon Martin and all these other things that happened within that time frame. We got a little cool off period, and now we're mad again. Like, what have we done since then other than create Black Lives Matter? So why do I need to be mad right now when it's been happening actually since the beginning of time? Because officers, as we discussed,
is getting recorded.
Yeah,
It's
you
getting
just
put
see
out
it more often,
yeah.
which makes you more numb. Now you have a positive and a negative. Negatively, it makes you more numb to the point to where you ignore it. Positively, it makes you numb to the point to you're like, I'm tired of seeing this. I need to do something about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't be to the point to where I'm going to do something about it, but in micro doses. Like, I'm going to do something about it now, because is the protest going to last until next week? We're mad for these days that are lined up. Great. Because we're also protesting in other areas, people that were killed months ago. Like, we're just now getting mad about that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think, and it sounds very like, burn it all,
right.
Kick them up. But you just have to, I think, do things that are, I guess, more tangible. And I know some of that sounds like, stooping down, but sometimes you got to meet a motherfucker on their level.
Right.
And if protesting, everybody, protesting is great, but if the video had been, George Floyd on his stomach, dude is on his neck, somebody rocks Asian boy and kicks Chauvin off, we all gonna go to jail.
Right.
Like, we're all gonna get, just
but we're
loaded
gonna
up.
be alive.
Yeah, it's now, instead of these 4 cops sitting here for arrest, it was 7 motherfuckers that gave 4 cops some ass whoopings. And you can still take me to jail, but nobody finna die out here.
Right.
Like, I think there has to start being, it shouldn't take a list of names that I can't even read because there's so many that the font's that small.
Right.
Man,
For
bro,
it to
it's
go,
ridiculous.
for it to turn into, okay, man, like, they killing us anyway. Okay, well then what's next? Because we all just keep saying they killing us anyway.
Not only that, but we're choosing to get mad. So we're mad because an officer killed an unarmed man, which, especially here in LA, we know that that's not uncommon. Like, people get fucked up from the beginning of time by officers. You can go to Culver City for a drive and end up fucked up. Like, it is what it is. But prior to that, we had 2 guys just kill a nigga that was out there jogging. Did we show up at his house? Did we protest that? No, we decided to run. Let's run in solidarity. But now for this one, now you want to be upset and you want to tear shit up. You didn't tear shit up for that one. And it's not they're killing us as in police. Like, these were 2 actual racist supremacist people that went out and hunted a guy, and none of y'all showed up at his house.
George Zimmerman still signing.
George Zimmerman is out here doing celebrity boxing contracts. Like,
I mean, are you really gonna fuck with somebody that you know can like potentially whoop your ass back? You feel me? Like, well, it's a mutually assured destruction. You feel me? Like, that's kind of what kept America from attacking Russia. You feel me? And vice versa.
That's that's what killed me when people talk about, you know, when we respond, when we get mad. That's not the way. That is legit the American way.
right.
Yeah.
That
You bomb
is
my
what America
harbor.
was folded
I
and founded
nuke your
on.
country.
I'm fucking
Yeah, bro.
You know,
everything
you
up.
fucking,
You just want to have the ups, bro. You don't want to be the
you
little nigga that walks into a fight with a big nigga.
You take
bro.
my buildings, my 3,000. I occupy your country for the next decade and a half.
Nah, fuck that.
I'm not like it's that is the American way. You fuck with us and we drop your motherfucking ass 10 times more than you did us. I don't know, like it it makes sense. Like when people just are selective with how they.
I mean, even how the police respond to fucking, you know, peaceful protesting. I mean, bro, it's like, oh, y'all speaking up, I'm about to fuck you up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to shut you up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, it's
peaceful protesting, but we're showing up with batons and smoke grenades,
You
and
know,
rubber
so it's-
pellets. You don't have anything other than a sign and a loud ass voice, but we're showing up with artillery
armed. You know what I'm saying? Ready.
that
You know, so
already
it's-
shows you where their interest lies. So at some point, you have to change that approach. Now, I get what you're saying. You don't want to be the little nigga get into a fight with a big nigga, but at some point, you do have that little nigga that's
You gotta
tired of
stand
getting
up.
bullied
Yeah,
at
yeah.
school.
Nah, I
And
feel
it's
That's
that.
like, you know what? I'm tired of your shit, and I'm gonna bust you in the mouth, and I bet I don't get bullied no more.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
You know,
not
Eddie-
stand up for yourself.
Eddie Griffin,
but
you know,
like,
spoke on you know, something like that. You know what you said. You know, just saying how they don't calculate spirit.
Right.
You know, when they,
Right.
you know, like judging fights and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
he was saying a big, you know, big nigga could, you know, be 200 pounds, you know, work out every day,
can't
but
fight,
that, you know, can't fight, you know, just, you know, has
Mhm.
strength but can't fight.
yeah.
You know, and that little nigga, you know, has a lot more spirit, you know, than that big guy, and so, you know, he can end up winning, you know, easily. So, you know, it's really, you know, it just depends, bro. You know,
It
I mean,
depends.
if we really, you know, all standing together, and I wanted to get back to what you were saying when you said, you know, if 7 niggas jumped in, you know,
Mhm.
they
Right.
would have been alive, but they would have been in jail.
Mm-hmm.
I've been seeing a lot of posts saying like, "Don't record me, help me,"
Yeah.
Right.
and I just want to know how y'all feel about that because, you know, I mean, obviously, you know, it's two sides to the coin, but regardless, you know, somebody, you know, they could, you know,
Right.
everybody could end
Everybody
up
could do
alive,
something. And I've seen clips of that, and that actually kind of feeds into what I was going to say next. So I've seen clips of people where, like, one person broke through the barrier, and a cop chased him down and tried to grab him and arrest
Yeah.
him, and everybody jumped on him and pulled him off, and the guy was able to escape. And you see the cop going off mad. But going back to a conditioned mindset, which is what we have, we know the analogy of the stake in the ground and the elephant, right?
Mm-hmm.
The elephant has the strength to pull that out, but it's been conditioned for so long to think that it can't from birth that it doesn't even try. We are that elephant. So when we think of the bigger and the smaller, technically we are being ruled by the smaller. Numbers wise,
Yeah.
they may seem like they're bigger to a degree, but minorities have the power. Like, what did they bring us here for? Because we were stronger, more athletic, more intellectual. We've done all the manual labor. We run all sports. Why? Because we're bigger, stronger, more athletic. So how are we the weaker? How are we the smaller? We've been conditioned to think that we are not strong enough to take on these people, when in actuality we have the numbers, the size, the strength, and the intellect to not only be formidable against them, but actually take over some shit.
Yeah.
Our issue is division. Now, somebody that's weaker, when you think of a nerd versus a jock, a nerd is smart enough to figure out, I can't beat you physically, so I'm going to beat you mentally by separating you from everybody else, which is what happened to us hundreds of years ago and has been conditioning us until now. Now we're actually the nerd and the jock, but we're conditioned to think that we're all separated in these
Right.
degrees. We're all different. We're not all black. Some of us are mixed. Some of us are not mixed.
Jesus.
Some of us are Latino. We're not black. Like, no, we have all the resources we need to be able to sustain ourselves, but we are not being able to figure out how to come together and realize we are a fist.
I feel like people
versus a
want to
finger.
though. Yeah, I feel like
Damn.
people really want to though. They're just kind of scared, you know. Like you were saying earlier with the guy that jumped into the crowd, like the police, you know. Like, it's kind of like a game of chicken. You want to see if somebody else is gonna go first, because I would hate to be the only dude that runs out here, and then I'm the only one that gets my ass beat, and everybody else is like, ooh, damn. Like,
Right.
I'm glad he took that one for the team. You feel me? No, I want everybody else to be in there with me. You know.
But if everybody sits back waiting, then who jumps?
Somebody got
Somebody
to,
somebody
Somebody,
has to
yeah.
jump.
Somebody got to lead.
At some point.
Somebody got to
Yeah.
inspire. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So
And
that's
if it's
definitely-
like you're afraid to jump because you think you don't have security. Like I'm afraid to jump out of this plane because I don't have a parachute.
Right.
When in actuality, jumping out the plane isn't going to kill you because we haven't even took off yet.
I literally just saw. Damn, I got chills. I
You
literally
didn't know
just.
all the
I literally
information.
just saw that
That's
shit
real.
like 2 days ago, bro. Literally, exactly what you just said. That's tight.
It's an innate fear that we have about the wrong things that holds us back, and that's kind of my issue within our communities for people of color. Like, we don't realize how strong we are.
Yeah.
We don't realize how many resources we have. When we've come together throughout history, they've bombed it. And ever since then, like, third time's a charm. All right, we just not gonna bring this shit together no more.
Yeah, no, and that, I wanted to ask you guys about that too. How you guys feel about, like, could we just leave America alone and create another Black Wall Street and just just get our shit popping again?
It's not even a question. We have Atlanta. We have
true.
Houston.
Yeah.
Like, we have
That's very
black
true.
areas that have prominent black businesses that are doing things, but we're not mimicking that throughout the entire country. We've had it throughout history. We've had instances where we've had black communities that have thrived in Oklahoma, in Atlanta, and Houston. Like, there's
Seems
areas,
like it's more so southern.
It's because
southern
that's where we were predominantly. Like, most of us left the South to go find a better opportunity somewhere else, and we left that mindset in the South. Like, the morals don't have to leave you just because you physically left that area.
Yeah, I feel that because I'm from Florida. You feel me? So
Right.
A50. I'm from like the Pensacola area, like
Right.
right outside of that. So, yeah, bro, I totally get that. I come out here and I say what's up to everybody. I know I might look a little awkward. You feel me when I'm doing that shit, and you feel me? They still walking, but I still hold that sentiment with me. You feel me? I still try to hold doors open for people, but I have noticed some people come out here and they kind of just adapt to their situation. You feel me?
Right.
Just,
I kind of think that, like, to the talk of it being in the South, to take, like, look at things through a different perspective, I think that might have been if you could find a good thing with segregation and some of that old timey mindset,
Right.
because everybody thinks you come out west or you might go what fuck is it, like New York or somewhere, and we're a big melting pot, and when you think that, you think separation from your people,
Right.
but if you're in if you in down south, it don't matter. There's some places as we speak right now, really nothing's changed on the books. But when you have that, as much as people talk about that being a negative, that makes you forced to, like, I'm gonna buy from you, you gonna buy from me. We gonna
Right.
So in, like, in Atlanta and, like you said, in Houston, our shit booming because we're already conditioned to fuck with our own.
Right.
A thing about, like, us out here, I don't know about Vegas, but I think it's a bit of, like, the LA vibe. Like, you see a lot of black things now, like, as the wave of, like, I think blackness has come back in, like, the past couple of years or so.
Yeah.
But out here, it's still like people who, you ain't trying to get that white folks money, man. Fuck that shit.
Nah,
Right.
But that's part of the
Yeah.
issue, though, because, like
Yeah.
you said, it's a wave. We're not doing it as a part of ingraining into our foundation. We're doing it because it's popular at the moment. We're doing it. Look at your intention. If your intention of doing it isn't to support your people and build your people, but better yet to build a financial gain for yourself and those close to you, then that's not going to be beneficial for everybody in the long run. Like, great. It's great to come to California and there's a melting pot and a multitude and a cornucopia of different cultures, which is great. But if you're not doing that with the intention of keeping your cultures,
I like it.
if you're not doing it with the intent of keeping your culture and learning other cultures and being inclusive of one another, then it defeats the purpose. We come here with all these different types of people in LA and California with the intent of assimilating into white culture for fame.
Yeah.
So you're getting rid of your culture to fit into Hollywood culture. We're not here with the intent of caring about our own ethnic cultures.
That's deep,
and
bro.
that's a problem.
Yeah,
So I've had this conversation a couple times, and it, it's a bit rough, but I always sometimes think now about the potential that, black people might have to Wakanda that bitch, in the sense that, like, not just for those who you already look at as like, oh, they not fucking with us, but the ones you maybe not necessarily everybody pack up and find a better ship and go back, but just, okay, I know that you and me, us three are on the same thing. As much as we want you to be, you just still with nigga. I don't even know. All right, well, cool. Like, I'm not doing more.
Bro.
Yeah, like, I'm not doing any more yelling in the screen about, come on, fuck with us. We need to turn. No.
Yeah.
Y'all fucking with us?
And that's funny that you say that,
Yeah.
because I wanted to ask about that too, because I've seen a lot of, actually not a lot, but just, earlier today I was on Facebook and I saw somebody saying, black gentleman saying that, that basically he's not gonna participate in the protesting because he has things to lose, you know, as far as his job and you know, has a kid or whatever the case may be, and somebody, you know, immediately, you know, got under it, called him clown, a coon, and all this other shit, and it's just like, how did somebody like that, you know, how do we, you know, I guess, put them in a position to where, you know, they understand that they're, you know, that we need their help as well.
You have to show them. That's kind of like what TJ was saying earlier. You have to give them something tangible. Some people are only going to believe by sight.
Yeah.
And you have to build something for them to see, to understand that this is worth giving up my luxuries.
Now, do we attack that person, or do we just? You know,
I don't believe we attack anybody.
Because
this kind of goes
that's the
back.
thing. I feel like that's counterproductive.
Right.
You know
This kind of goes back
like,
to, like, say, the whole Doja Cat situation. Like, I understand. Okay, there's a high chance that you don't fuck with your own people. That's great. But us hating you and beating you up isn't going to make you love that side of you more. It's going to make you hate it more. So you have to be willing to have some compassion enough to show your people, like, look, we ain't fucking with you because of this, but we're not giving up on you.
Right.
And you have to be able to show, like, say here, people have to have a reason to give up what they have. Everybody loves California because you got the beach here and you can go surf and you can go ski and all that within the same area. That's great. There's a lot of material benefits to being in LA, but there's not very many benefits for us as a people.
Right.
It's actually counterproductive for us to be here as a people. But are you willing to move to say, but fuck Kansas, to build some shit for your own community? No, that sounds terrible. I don't want to be down there, but it's cheaper. It gives you the opportunity to build a business.
Nobody wants to start at the bottom.
Nobody wants to start their own. Like, me having family from Savannah, Georgia, like, I've been to Savannah, Georgia many times and seen tons of black people. No, this is the house of the dentist that serviced the whole community. This is the house of the lawyer. This is the house of this person. And these are large estate buildings.
Right.
And not mention, like, an hour drive, you can end up in, say, Tybee Island or Beaufort, South Carolina, where there's beach areas and islands and stuff where you can have the same luxuries. But because we're so stuck on paying attention to what other people have told us is of value, we're missing the opportunities that we have somewhere else. We ain't even got to go all the way back to Africa. We can just go back to Mississippi somewhere and change that whole motherfucker upside down.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you got to know that, though. You feel me?
And that's part of the issue. We have no idea. Like, I think it's important for us to travel to be able to see that.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. And then sometimes, you know, just, you know, like I was saying, man, you know, they were attacking that guy, man. It's sometimes we don't know how to just educate somebody without, you know, yelling at them or, like, chastising them, you know what I'm saying, and making them feel bad just for, you know, one, being ignorant to, you know, some knowledge or just having their own opinion. And I feel like that's, you know, kind of where we, you know, separate ourselves even more so.
Right.
And
that's the Eurocentric mindset that I'm not a fan of, but that kind of goes into what you were saying. That definitely goes back into what you were saying. Like, we don't need that. We don't need that at all. It's not helping anybody. We need to be able to include each other.
Yeah, man. I saw that and I was just like, damn, bro. Like, how can you expect him to, you know, want to help or stand by you when you just... That's
like, as black parents tell you, go outside, you get in a fight, don't come back in this house if you didn't win.
Like,
it's like you kicking them when you down. You already got your ass whooping. Now I'm not gonna nurse. I'm not gonna teach you how to fight. I'm not gonna nurse you back to health. I'm just gonna say, don't bring your ass back in this house if you didn't win that fight. If you got your ass beat, take your ass back out there and keep going until you win. But you're not teaching them anything. Some people need a little bit more of a teaching. Some kids naturally they got that gumption and okay, you whoop me, but I'm gonna get you this time because I can't go back in the house.
Right.
I can't go in the house until I whoop your ass. So I got to do this. And some people are like, I don't know how. Right. And I don't have the ability to. So now I got you hating me when you're supposed to be my support. And this person already hates me. What am I supposed to do?
And that's my point, too. It's just like, you know, we already have so many adversaries as black men. Like, why can I look at you when it's like I'm looking in the mirror,
right? And
you hate me too? You know what I'm saying? Or you're just talking down on me too.
I think that's still back to that thing of like we don't know context or nuance. Like if I like what you said with a Doja Cat, it's not even like condoning. I don't shit on her, but like it's not even like condoning whatever went on with her or anybody, even this particular dude. Like you being a coon, it's just I don't have to like hate you to not fuck with what you're doing. Yeah. Like I could easily, like you said, teach by example, but the energy people are giving out towards like all the time spent, and it sounds very repetitive, but hating this motherfucker, like that's time we could have easily spent doing this over here. And I just think it sometimes like takes away from, you know, whatever potential goal we could have as a whole. Anyways, I like even with this, like I've heard a lot of had 2 conversations where it was like I fucking hate white people, and I'm like I get it. I was like I feel you, but I was like just on the spectrum of, you know, and this is where it sounds like, you know, a real Mashusashi ass nigga, but I just be like, you know, I'm like I feel like you give too much, and this is not a, once again with Kanye, this is not like a I still beat your ass and not feel the way about it.
Right.
Like I would much rather us have the mindset, because I believe, you know, like what's that shit like in the Kabbalion where it's like hate and love the same things, like they're on the same pole.
Right.
Yeah, so like I'm giving just far too much to hate you. Like that's really energy I could be doing to myself. Right. That don't mean I still couldn't fuck you up. Like I step on a spider for coming in my room, not because I hate it. It's just for my literal protection. You are poisonous as shit, and you can't be near my pillow.
But there's different approaches to that, because that same spider, you don't have to kill it to get rid of it.
That's true too.
But I think that's part of. So I think, like we always talk about, it's your fucking fault. And speaking of accountability, I think that's our part within all of this, because just like we're saying, we're hating that man for having a certain opinion to the point to where we're not helping him, right? That's kind of the same situation that's happened with Floyd. We're watching him, and he's saying, help me, and we're so conditioned to focus on ourselves that we did not help him, and he died.
I would go a step further with this particular individual by not just saying, because once again, this is for all you hard to comprehend. Helping him doesn't even necessarily mean catering to his goofball or coonish opinion. Yeah. It's just like for him to want to, like you said, visual, for him to want to go, I'm going to toss my job and I'm going to go out here and protest and I'm going to lay it all on the line. There should be an example so that he can go, hey, I can leave this whatever good job because I know that I'm good at making thumbtacks. Right. And I know that niggas always going to want shit to be stuck on the wall, so I can make my thumbtacks, and niggas going to buy my thumbtacks and stack them on the wall because I saw Jerry, and Jerry was making shoestrings. And Jerry said something at the job to, you know, for black people, and they fired him. Started making shoestrings. Everybody's shoelace get laced up by Jerry. Jerry's laces. And now I have a blueprint now that if I stand out for my people, they'll help me not fall.
But not only that, context, like we said earlier, context is key, because you can take the other approach. As opposed to waiting to give him something tangible to believe in, you can also take the adverse effect and say, okay, I understand what you're saying, but tell me, what's your job anyway? Like, what do you do?
That too.
There's somebody out there that can give him an opportunity. Say, I can't go protest because I'm afraid of losing my job. But what is it that you do, brother?
Yeah, it's like,
I do this. Oh, well, I own a company that does that. So you know what? If you lose your job, hit me up, and I'll support you for supporting us. Right. Like, change the way, like, include them in the conversation. Don't just jump at them because of what they're saying. Actually take heed of what they're saying and figure out, how can I help you?
Yeah, offer understanding.
Or how can I understand you more so that I know that I have the ability to support you within this situation, or help you understand that you're supported to where you realize you're jumping out of a plane that hasn't taken off.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like jumping to conclusions, man. Right. Like he could, be scared of something that's just totally not even gonna happen to him.
Right. You just gotta provide that security.
Exactly.
Right.
But
I'm afraid I'm gonna lose my job. Where do you work? McDonald's. Nigga.
Like,
it's McDonald's. Like, if you don't knock it off.
Yeah, and instead of offering that kind of understanding, man, it's too often that it's like I see cats just jump at people's necks, man, and it's like, yo, like, bro, you could have hollered at him, in a totally different manner, and he would have understood exactly what you were trying to say. Because I see it, I see what you're trying to say to him, but like, it's what you're saying, and how you're saying it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, when your mom's yelling at you, bro, you ain't trying to hear that shit. Right. So you gonna pick out the words that are important. You know what I'm saying? And it might not even be exactly what the fuck she meant. You know what I'm saying?
Enough ammunition to fire back.
Yeah, man. And you're really just picking out shit that's pissing you off. You know what I'm saying?
Because you're worried about the delivery.
Exactly.
You're worried about the pitch and the tone that you're hearing it in, as opposed to listening to the actual information.
Exactly.
She yelling at you like, if you do that again, you can almost got killed. I'll whoop your ass. Don't you ever do it. Because she's telling you that she's afraid. I almost lost you.
Exactly.
And I'm afraid. And I could kill you for almost getting yourself taken away from me.
Right.
Like, pay attention to what's actually being said as opposed to paying attention to how it's delivered to you.
Right.
It just takes a second. You just got to, like, step back from it and kind of look at it. Because, you know, if my, like you said, bro, if my
Yeah.
mom's yelling at me, at the time, I'm not trying to hear that shit. You feel me? But if I'm sitting in my room 2-3 hours from now on PlayStation, like, oh, damn, I'm a fucking asshole because I wasn't listening to my mom.
Right.
I have that type of situations all the time. Like,
Right.
that's kind of the reason
The
why
fact
I came
that I'm
out
sitting here playing this PlayStation that
Mhm.
she bought on Wi-Fi that she's
Damn,
paying for,
straight up,
and
I'm
I
like,
didn't want to listen to what she had to say
Oh,
at the moment,
man.
but she actually provided me with a coping skill.
Maybe
I
that
feel
was
like
dickish.
I feel like that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like
I
that's
feel
from
bad.
both sides.
Yeah.
Like, because in that scenario,
Yeah.
go 10
ahead.
times out of 10, I don't give a shit. You know, moms can do whatever the fuck she want, or pops, or whoever authority figure, and whatever. But I feel like we do that too much. I feel like there's a level where you got to kind of, on the communicator side,
Yeah.
Mm.
learn how to deliver your shit, because that's where we be grown people. Like,
Yeah.
that's a grown man that was on that.
Grown ass men.
And it's just like, bro,
you know?
in general, you could be telling somebody, look, man, the motherfucking antidote right here. But if you go, you dumb, stupid bitch, the fucking antidote, you dumb, shitty piece of shit, and this nigga over here dying, like, you could have just said, hey, man, it's right over here.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Like, that's all you had to do.
Exactly.
This
Niggas still coughing and shit.
Right.
You know, like,
bloody,
You didn't have to heal it.
your last
dumb
word.
bloody
Right.
fuck.
fucking die.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I just think,
man.
like, yeah, like, I get people's frustration. I get all that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Have enough fights or something,
Yeah.
because you
You
should
know,
be
it's
able
like
to
a-
function
Yeah.
Right.
It's like
under
a-
that.
It's like
It's
a
that
conversation I had
pressure.
today, man. I mean, I posted this thing. Somebody said, "Can we tried, you know, Martin Luther King's way? Can we try Malcolm X's way now?"
Hell yeah.
And then somebody in the comments was like, "Michael, MLK, bitch ass, this, that, and the other." And I was just like, I reposted. I was like, I won't, you know, agree with the bitch ass part, but MLK himself did say, you know, he felt like he was leading his people into a burning building.
Right.
And then so somebody DM'd me and was like, just offended, you know, was like saying, how can you put down someone like MLK and this and that? I'm like,
But they would hate
I
me.
read it, you
Right.
know,
Oh,
and
man.
then for a second I was about to react like, nigga, what the fuck is you talking about? But and then I was like, this nigga clearly didn't see what I put right there. So let me
give
you know,
it to that point. Most of us are so uninformed on both of them that we don't even realize
Boy.
which MLK or which Malcolm X are you talking about?
Yeah.
Early Malcolm or late
yeah,
Malcolm?
Yeah,
Early
exactly.
MLK or late
Yeah.
MLK? Because at the end, MLK and Malcolm were starting to see shit the same to
Yeah.
a degree.
Even
Yeah.
early MLK, niggas love to quote. I mean, not early Malcolm. Niggas love to quote Malcolm like he just said, "Bust that white bitch in the head walking
Yeah,
down
right.
the street."
man.
And niggas said if they fuck with you, you got free. But like, still organized. Don't just be
Right.
any
Yeah.
reactionary. Like Malcolm had a whole bunch of shit. We should be like, we should all come together. We should organize.
Yeah.
We should mobilize. Hey, Killer
Yeah.
Mike. We should,
Killer Mike.
you know, we should have all of this shit locked, stocked,
Yeah.
and loaded, ready to go, and be, you know, nigga, learn how to shoot.
Right.
If
Yeah.
if need be to protect your household and your family, your assets, then yes, bust that ass. That nigga did not say, "Hey man, you see Abner over there getting some juice from man? Let's just fuck that nigga up." Like just because
Yeah,
he's white.
you know,
yeah,
and
he
that-
didn't say that. That's not what he. That's not what
And
he
that's
was
the thing,
saying.
I feel like people kind of have like a skewed perception on, you know, what Malcolm X stood for, you know, as if like you said, like we're just supposed to go out, you know, you see the police driving down the street, stop at a stoplight, pull that nigga out the whip,
Yeah.
handle his shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not what it is, man. And I think and that's not even what I was, you know, trying to say. Is I was just literally saying like, look, nigga, I don't agree with the bitch ass part. However, he did say he felt like he was leading his people into a burning building, and I think we should just think about that statement in itself. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like,
But
yeah.
like I wasn't really like, nigga, I wasn't agreeing with like, nigga, yeah, like, nigga, let's fuck people up like Malcolm X said. Like, nah,
Right.
nigga, because that's not what he said.
That's
nigga.
not what he said. Y'all,
And so-
y'all saw a poster of a man sitting in the windowsill with an AK and thought that he
And
was
thought-
all about shooting shit
You know what I'm
up.
saying? That nigga
No.
was protecting his home. Nigga,
Read.
what the fuck?
Take a look. It's in a book. You
Take a
fucking
look.
dumb ass. God, like the end. Like read. Get some
Yeah.
context.
And so,
Educate
yeah,
yourself
Man was
first.
just, you know, like, just in my DMs, kind of going ham on me, man. Like saying, "Oh, you putting him down." Blah. I'm like, bro, look, one, man, I didn't, you know, show me where I, you know, point out where I put him down because I didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? I just, you know, kind of just.
People love
At
to
first,
see-
you know, for a second, you know, I just wanted to like react like brashly, like, nigga, like, bro, get the fuck out of my DMs talking.
what
this
you just
stupid
did
ass
to
shit.
me is literally like it seems like a very short amount of people have that skill of like, maybe I should shut the fuck up for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he said something and I can say something in 5 minutes. Let me just wow, he's actually stupid. It makes no sense to
Yeah,
respond to this.
You know, exactly. And I was just like, all right, let me say this. All right, cool. He'll understand me. You know what I'm saying? And then literally, you know, he hit me back like, you know what? Thanks for, you know, actually talking to me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't remember what he said word for word, but just basically saying like thanks for just talking to me and not like just chastising me and making me feel bad that I missed what you said. You know what I'm saying? And so I think we could definitely take that time to just just wait and like go through our thought process for a second, and then say exactly what we mean the way we mean it in a more logical and just
I would definitely
better
say,
way, man. Like,
I would definitely say this is not even like because people love to misconstrue shit. This is not even like the don't beat their ass show.
Yeah.
All I'm
hell
saying
no.
is,
Yeah.
is like you can do.
You can do both.
Yeah, you can literally do both. You can be, so much duality around this motherfucker. Personally, like if you've given like, if I'm talking to somebody like, oh, you get not, you're a little spicy there, sir, or ma'am, or whoever the fuck.
Yeah.
And once you've kind of exhausted, look, once you've kind of exhausted, like, hey man, I think let's see, I responded to him nicely.
Yeah.
I gave my point of view, I gave my perspective, I addressed him again. I asked you nicely not to. Oh, you still talk? Oh, you still talking shit? Like,
Yeah.
see, now I feel good. Like, now I can really, okay, I
Yeah.
didn't spark. Oh yeah, now I can go out. I'm on your
Now
ass.
I can rightfully whoop your ass.
Yeah,
and feel
I just
good
feel like you
about
can do
it,
you can
what I'm
do
saying?
both.
Like,
People put a lot out
Yeah.
there. A lot. You can either be, you can be peaceful and turn the other cheek with
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean,
or-
look, man, God smited a whole.
Oh my God, I love these
of
niggas.
motherfucking
Oh my God, I love these niggas. Dog.
Listen, man.
Jesus walked in that
These
temple
niggas, bro.
and said, "Look, bitch, it's my daddy house, nigga. I'm throwing this shit. I'm slapping this nigga. That's on
Like,
God.
nigga. That's
y'all gonna have to respect
on
that.
my father.
That's
nigga.
on my daddy, nigga."
Like,
Yeah.
niggas got this concept that, like, oh, God is just,
Look.
love and peace
Look.
and harmony. And
God-
no, yeah, for sure. For sure.
God
But,
said-
nigga, that nigga smited niggas for fucking with his disciples, nigga.
That nigga,
Like,
Bro, he wiped out the whole world, bro. Told
Bro.
this nigga, hey, you need to get 2 of every animal. Everything else is finna be
I'm
gone,
finna
nigga.
drown this bitch.
Everybody
drown
Like,
what?
hey,
the earth,
the earth.
nigga. I'm finna drown all this shit, okay? Give me that, see that, man, I'm gonna choke that
Drown
earth's
what,
core, nigga.
Right.
Yeah.
But somehow, if you Christian, he loves you,
Look here.
you know,
God, this the
and
coldest.
he will never be mad at you.
This
That's all
one of
it
the
is,
coldest
that's
shits.
it.
I remember this fucking me up as a kid. God said, "Look, you, what was it? Lot, you get your wife and your kids, and y'all get the fuck out of here, and don't nobody look back." That nigga wife said, "Pillar assault." you know how sick you gotta be to turn the bitch to a pillar assault in front of her kids.
Right.
This fucking trauma. He a single father.
Right. And use
Ain't no
that
fuck-
salt to season your food too. I don't want to hear no
These
shit
niggas,
either.
think about that shit. These
Don't let
niggas
nothing
just
go to
lost their
waste.
Right.
They lost their home. Daddy ain't got no job. That nigga said pillar assault.
he said, don't look back.
Don't look back.
Hey, bitch, pillar assault.
Like it's really like it's just
And
mad
go
stories.
use that salt and sell that salt.
I
Just
got a
because I
question. I got
turn
a
the
question.
salt
I got
don't
a
mean I
question.
ain't give you a resource.
Look.
What's y'all views on heaven? Like, what do y'all think about? Like, do y'all really feel like there's a heaven or hell, or do you feel like it's more of a metaphorical thing? Like, it's more of an internal thing?
Shit, it could be both.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely what was it like the fucking? Have you ever heard the story like Dante's Inferno? Like, okay, cool.
It sounds so familiar.
Yeah, it's like where the 7 rings of hell. Dante goes in to like save Beatrice.
Isn't that a movie or some
Yeah.
shit?
It's a movie too.
And a video game.
But
Yeah, I thought so,
it's
yeah.
a bunch of shit. But I want to say the story was like they didn't really have like a visual concept of hell until he made that story,
Right.
and then they was like, "Oh shit, fire!" like yeah, that's fucking nasty, nigga. Like you know what, hell got fire. That nigga said hell got fire, and it's like maybe you guys just kind of said imagination, fucking go.
Have you ever seen the Good Place? on
Yes,
Netflix?
Yes.
I think really
That-
I really
yesterday,
I feel like if it's going.
No, you're playing Into the Dark. That's what.
Yeah, into dark. But
Yeah,
no,
never mind.
so the Good Place. If you haven't seen it,
Fuck no.
yeah, have you seen it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so you're the only one that left that loop.
All
All right,
right.
so the Good Place is basically these people, the main characters think they're going to heaven, and then they have these houses they build for them, individually, and they have these they pair them in couples and all this other shit, and this is supposed to be the good place. However, bad shit is happening in the good place, and really all that happened was this nigga that's supposed to be like the keeper of the good place is like the devil, if you will. And it's not actually the good place, it's the bad place.
Of course.
And this nigga tricked them into thinking that it's the good place,
Right.
and their hell is, I guess, thinking they're good people, allowing them to think they're good people, and he's like tricking them into thinking they're good people, And it's just all a ruse. It's just like it's confusing as fuck.
Is that the same
But-
guy that made
I fuck with that
Hereditary?
concept.
What's that?
Was that the same guy that made Hereditary?
I have no clue what that is.
Because from what I heard, cause it's basically about it's kind of the same thing. Like it's about this guy. It's about this demon named fucking I can't fucking remember.
Yeah.
But he's trying to take over this kid's body because he's stuck inside of like a little girl's body and she's like really fucked up. Like
Chucky?
really. No. It was like she was like really fucked up, bro. She was like very deformed. You feel me? And I feel like this is a real person and it's not makeup. So I feel like an asshole. But let's just.
She's
be real.
aggressively ugly.
She's aggressively ugly, yes. You feel me? So, basically, she ends up dying, and she takes over this nigga's body, you feel me? I'm not going to say too much more than that, you feel me? But yeah, it's a lot of demonic tones to that.
Yeah.
I
I
had
think
a whole nother take for that. That could probably just be super inflammatory.
outstanding. I don't know who came up with that concept of like to make heaven and hell, but I remember seeing that thing. Like they have it on what's that show? The Preacher. Hell is like you just relive your most fucked up day over and over and over.
I
Right.
can't remember what show that was.
And there was a movie.
Like
I've said it. I think it's with Robin Williams. What Dreams May Come.
Yeah.
And it's like both versions are like that. It's like heaven. Like you can literally just think it and make it like you have your own personal heaven. You can go to group heaven and then go back to your own heaven house, but it's your best day. And hell
Go to
is like
group heaven.
yeah. And then like hell is like your worst day over and over again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's some pretty fucked up shit.
Yeah.
So, sticking with that, who's
Or
to
worse
say
fear.
that we aren't already in hell? Because
True.
for
I
black
know I'm
people,
not.
For black people.
for black people,
Oh,
we've been
shit.
reliving the same shit over and over and over for a long time.
Is it not possible that collectively we could all be in a hell, but individually we all have our like own little heaven, like you were saying, like the heaven house and shit like that.
Right.
Like I know I got my heaven house. I know I'm happy as fuck. You know I'm not here in LA. I was just on house arrest in October. You know? So it's like,
But nigga, this heaven for me.
Nigga, straight up,
Me's free.
straight up.
I was a free man.
Oh me.
No, you know what though? But that concept of reliving your worst moment was actually on American Horror Story as well.
Mm-hmm.
The witch one, I don't know.
Whoever came up with that,
But,
they've been riding that nigga shit for like the
Yeah,
past-
man,
I've seen
and-
that on me in like media for like the past like
Yeah,
6 to 8
dude, I
years.
saw that shit and I was like, goddamn. I'm trying to think, what is my worst moment? I
But
ain't
to
gonna
what
say it on the show, but
to what you said, like, but yeah, like I think whichever spirituality or consciousness book you read, the possibility of us being like a collective consciousness or having some type of connected vision on how this shit is fucked up. Like I just think like I think oftentimes, not even to shit on any particular religion, I just feel like sometimes they're way too simple of a thing to try to get a grasp. Like if you say God is beyond comprehension, I'm like, this is a very comprehensible book.
Straight up.
Like, start out, they naked, they didn't listen,
Yeah.
they had some sons, people came about, we didn't get into that, but whatever, don't matter.
But did you get-
And I know that there's like a big fucked up battle at the end. Also going back to the fact that niggas are well within their rights to fuck your ass up, because literally in the biggest religion out here that y'all be quoting, the fucking final scene is fucking blood splits.
Pandemonium,
it's
nigga.
fucking terrible. It's dragons, nigga. Like dragons. It's like
Leviathans
fucking
and
like
shit.
it's fucking dragons. Like
water lizards and shit.
Right.
Oh, man.
I would say our life is more so like
J.K. Rowling could never.
stupid. Like our lives are more so like the TV show that you brought up, The Good Place.
Good place.
Because for us, say America is the good place.
Yeah, no,
We-
it's supposed
we-
to be
we-
the greatest country
Right.
ever. You know,
The greatest country ever, and we are fooled into thinking that this is the most magical place, and we have all this opportunity, and we can do all this good. Meanwhile, it has been and is continuing to be run by devils.
Yeah.
So it's just a metaphor for how we're actually living, but we may actually miss that because we don't do well with metaphors.
Yeah, no,
Something about
sometimes.
Americans and thinking just doesn't.
I mean,
I don't know what it is.
It's a lot of just conditioning. Like it's a really easy word, but it's just a lot.
They're really good at their job. I'm gonna be honest with you. If America's job is to condition niggas, bro, they are like
Fucking-
hats off.
I don't
bro.
even think they're doing that great of a job. I
Well,
think
they didn't get us. No, we
I
got
think
off.
yeah, black folks have been conspiracy theorists since the beginning of time. We
Yeah,
just ain't did shit about it, but it is what it is. But I think they did an okay job one time, and because we are so smart and so strong, we end up doing a job for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we haven't done shit to kind of like, we have the ability to reverse it. We just haven't. It's like if you trick a smart motherfucker, you're super smart, and we're gonna trick you to where you think that you're stupid. You do that one time, he's gonna think he's dumb forever.
Damn.
Like,
no.
like even this conversation we've had, like even this conversation we've had right now, right? If you said this to like, I don't know, 8-year-old you or whenever you were like still fucking with like the Jesus, the immense amount of fear that would come if anybody remotely mentioned something, you'd be like, I'm finna go to,
Straight up.
as opposed to like now you like, you know what, that was kind of, that's like everybody though.
Yo, my
Everybody
little
just is
brother-
in a state of like, oh shit, something will happen,
Bro.
and you go, okay, like,
Bro.
but think about it just for 2 seconds.
My little brother
think about
stole
it.
my chips, bro, and I told that nigga he was going to hell. Bro. He cried right in front of me, bro. You feel me? So that nigga has not touched my shit since then, bro. You feel me? That was months ago.
That's my
Mass
point. You scared him so
traumatization.
good one time, he's doing the job for you.
I was
believes it.
joking though. That was the fucked up part.
And
So
that's the
how
funny
fucked
part
up
because
would
they're
that be?
joking too.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Well, this is the greatest country ever.
Right. It's the greatest country ever. You're only like 1/8 of a person. You're
Yeah.
super inferior compared to us.
No,
you really
facts.
need us. Like, I was listening to The Souls of Black Men. And I'm not reading it, so I'm cheating a little bit because I'm listening to an
That
audiobook.
sounds
I'm-
like that sounds like the best final move. Like
Yes.
if you're a racist, like the souls of black.
Souls of Black Men, W.E.B. Du Bois. If you ain't got it, get it, read it, or listen to it, whatever. But in there, he was
What's
talking
the
about
last thing we need?
I'm about to write that
in
down,
there, he was
actually.
talking about history. So after they freed us,
Yeah.
the economy was so fucked up because they relied on us for all the work, and we weren't working to the point to where it's like, all right, we're spending all this money, kind of how like what we're doing with the homeless now. We're spending all this money to help these people get in a better position, but we're not progressing because we still need them to go back to work. Like, we put all our eggs in this basket of keeping them oppressed to where they kept us sustained, and then we freed them, and now we have nothing to help us
Right.
anymore, and we're struggling. So now we're forced with this opportunity to where we have to, okay, let's do sharecropping. Let's figure out ways to get them to work for us, but let them think that they're free, because we don't realize how fucked up we are if they decide they don't want to do this shit no more.
Yeah, that's deep, man.
Damn.
I don't know, man. Like, it's kind of fucked up because it's like, damn, you thought you could do this shit all on your own, didn't you?
Yeah.
You feel me? And now look at us, you feel me? But I guess this is where people like start to realize their strength. Like, oh shit, like I could fuck some shit up too. You feel me? As long as I'm like, you feel me, sticking to my guns and I'm letting niggas know, like, I'm not finna do nothing, bro, until I get what I feel I deserve.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's why I
Right.
feel like people need it.
Sometimes the best thing that we can do is nothing,
Yeah.
in some regard. Tearing shit up and burning it down, I'm not opposed to that. But sometimes the way we can hurt people the most is kind of going back to what W.E.B. Du Bois said in his book. Us not doing anything hurts them more because they're relying on us because we
Right.
are the stronger ones.
Right.
Right.
You got the
So
numbers.
sometimes us not feeding into this mindset that they've created or this system that they created actually hurts them more than fucking up some shit.
Mm.
Yup.
I concur.
it makes sense. Like,
Right.
Man.
I don't know. That was good.
That's good.
I thought I had something really like potent to say after that, but that was just
Nah,
like
bro.
the nigga made a really good point, and I just feel like we could do this, guys. Like I just like
we can do this. We can create change by not
Yeah, you
doing
know,
shit.
y'all
I'm
out
not
there-
buying shit.
y'all out there listening. Like if you just don't buy it or fuck with like that fucking Gucci store shit. Like
Gucci don't give a fuck.
Why? Okay, look, here's my thing, bro.
why out
Why?
there analytics? Oh, bitch, who is that? Oh,
Like, you don't gotta burn shit down right away. You feel me? Like, I'm all for, you feel me, taking some shit if nobody's guarding it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man, rob responsibly.
Straight up.
Shit, like
how you
fuck.
gonna pillage? And then how you just gonna go straight to plundering, bro? You gotta pillage first. You feel
Right.
me?
What's a bar? We fucking figured out how to be a Viking. Nigga. Like, pillage first, then you plunder. Like, who the fuck taught you how to sack a town?
Right.
Jesus,
Man.
what is wrong? Is this your first pillage? Like,
Right.
It's your first pillage.
take your fucking pitchfork and go back there.
Right.
Man.
You only killed 6 people, fucking rookie.
Jesus.
Now,
You went straight to the raping, huh? You didn't take any food, no supplies. You just stormed the pussy. Let's get it. Like, no.
This is why we don't take you anywhere,
Right.
Roger.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, go back to the boat. Your job is to raise the sails. Why are you here?
Terrible.
Supposed to have those sales on the ready. nigga.
Right.
Where's your pillage bag?
You just brought
So-
condoms and didn't even use them.
So there's so you don't have any flaming arrows. What's in there?
What's in there?
Are these kebabs? How are we gonna?
What are you going to eat?
Get out.
That's
with your dog ass.
Yes. I think we'd have done pretty good. I wish somebody like could animate that. I just want to see now like.
Oh, if this was like
Viking
Shorty's watching Shorty's.
I want to see like Viking people talking to the shitty Viking dude.
Yeah,
Especially
right.
that part about like, so you just gonna rape? Like
You
it's
just skip right to the rape.
Yeah, man, Shorty's looking up. Like,
dog. It's that nigga got gold on the walls, man. Like we got a
Right.
time frame. Dog.
Right,
It's
you don't
7
care.
towns we gotta
Your
hit
sack
today.
is empty.
Shit.
ain't nothing.
We gotta
nothing.
fuck this whole riverbed up, man. You just gonna go right to the rape. All right.
Okay, we gonna leave you here.
Can we talk to you about Todd, man? Todd
Right.
just straight rape, man. He just fucking up the whole.
And that's why we leaving Todd here, and that's how we have
PPR.
South Africa.
Pillage, plunder, rape.
Yes. Yeah, man.
Nigga
rape at
only
the
knows the
end.
R. nigga.
Right.
It's pillage plunder, man. If we got time, little rape.
It was conveniently how the R was at the end there. You feel me? So, take notes.
And don't get in there trying to perform and shit, man. This is a quick get in and get out.
This is
All
a
right?
quick
She
win,
doesn't
yo.
fucking know you, okay?
And we'll never see you
There's
again.
no
Yeah.
judgment.
I like her. We're not going to make a rape family, all right? Just Jesus.
I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine, bro. A rape family? A family built upon rape as a basis?
Oh, you can imagine it.
Every,
Yeah,
I
You
don't
can
know,
imagine
like-
it.
It's
That-
probably
that's us.
Yeah.
That's us in America.
That's
Yeah.
for real.
Families.
I was gonna say any successful fucking kingdom, like
Anywhere ever.
any successful empire, like yeah, we sacked this town. What'd you do? Or we just walked
Nah.
in and told them we had power. What about the rape?
A little.
That wasn't. It wasn't everybody. I didn't specifically do anything, but
Like I feel like
It wasn't how we got all the power.
Right.
Hey, man, it's no. I think the only people probably have like the least amount of rape families
God,
was it like the
imagine.
Romans. Because
That's
They're more like, like
that's because they was
incest
taking
families.
booty though.
I'm about to say that's because
Yeah,
they
them
was
niggas
fucking
in
each
there-
other.
Yeah, them niggas in there throwing ass.
They was just fucking each
Yeah.
other. You don't have to rape nobody when you fucking each other. That was just
Yeah,
like,
Yeah, that's crazy. Every time I be seeing like like when I see little, if I'm on Instagram going through like tattoos and shit, like oh I got like inspiration for this whatever, and you see like a white dude and it be like Leonidas Spartan, they be feeling real tough, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
y'all niggas be homophobic though.
Yeah.
Right.
Leonidas in there was throwing ass.
Yeah.
You got the strongest ass throwers. Them niggas will fuck you and kill you
Right.
afterwards. How you feel?
got a statue of David.
Real.
It has a lot of detail for rape. David.
Hey.
Don't move. This is
Alright,
wonderful.
Right there's
I think I like that we've spent we have one more minute. We have really exhausted rape in the past 3 minutes.
Yeah, this
I'm
is-
glad we got that out of our system.
Yeah, I think we've had.
I think we're good for the next year.
We've exhausted at least a year's worth of rape jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's like a half a rape joke could get you like your career will be done.
Well, yeah,
So-
man.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
definitely going to be somebody that's mad that we're joking about
Man.
rape.
Yeah, no, for sure.
We're joking
First
joking
of all,
about the
this
rape
is
of
it.
our
This
people.
is
in
this is
historic rape.
no further than like
Yeah.
1500 rape. So I mean,
I try to tread softly when it comes to the sensitive topics. I'm just like just starting to get a little buzz and shit. I don't need the shit to go straight down.
Right.
to tread softly.
You are the dude whose comment you were talking about earlier. Like I can't risk this.
No,
just
no.
yet. I can't do.
Like, look,
Not
nigga,
yet. Like I want to.
I just started getting
I've just
fans.
started.
No.
People
no,
are
that
just
wouldn't be-
noticing
that wouldn't be-
You want me to talk about rape?
Oh
Can we
shit!
move on?
I was just
Can we
about to
move-
say it's like. I was just about to say, like, yeah, let's play anything you want us to play. Then I'm like, well, shit, man, I want to play his music right after I play your rape jokes.
I mean,
All right, man, my new single out.
I'm about to say it's-
Better days.
Yeah.
I was about to say you can play. I feel like fucking something since apparently that just.
I mean, I guess
there's so
what a
many
segue.
inappropriate songs. Like, so many inappropriate songs. If we gonna go in this. Go in. If you gonna go in that hole, just go in there.
Yeah, you know what?
and apparently don't
Dive all
ask.
the way in the.
Apparently you don't ask to go in there.
You just go.
Oh man.
No. Ask in that regard, please.
Yeah.
Ask.
All right, man. These were jokes though. So
100%.
yeah. So don't like if there's any takeaway you got from today, it's don't rape.
Don't rape.
After
You play this when it's consensual
Yes.
and he or she wants you there
Right.
or whatever you identify as.
Non-binary, whatever.
Yeah.
I like how you said, don't rape, and it said,
Yeah. All right. This is a really awkward send off, and it's just a dope ass podcast. We really fuck with the bros. pulling up on us.
Yeah, we appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate
It's
you
nice
guys,
coming all the way
man.
out here, bro.
Yeah, y'all can come back anytime. We're gonna try to keep the rate down.
Yes, sir.
Next time.
Yes, sir.
All right, bye everybody. Don't rate.
I got a confession to make to the world. I'm a freak.